we're back. I'm Jack Criss with Greater Jackson Business Beat. We're pleased to be in the studios of Weather Vision and NWN in downtown Jackson with Mr. Edward St. Pay. Edward.
Jack, how are you?
Longtime friend. And
Longtime friend.
Wow, you know, you're a well-known entrepreneur, and there's so much we could talk about. NWN Studios, Weather Vision. You've got Easy 100.1 FM, a local radio station. I've got a show on that station, but we're going to get to that in a little bit. But I want us to address a new project you've got going on, this exciting International Film Festival taking place in downtown Jackson. Talk about that.
Jack, I didn't have enough to do, so I decided to create another thing to do so that I could find more time in the day to create another project. Well, the Mississippi International Film Festival is the project, and I have to tell you, it is the most exciting project I've ever worked on in my life. You know, because at this point in my life, you know, I've been in business for a long time. Yeah. I've been in this building since 1989. It's, what, over 20 years, just like that. It's flown by. We've had radio, we've done Weather Vision, we've done all kinds of projects, and thank God we're still here. You know, I look around and I say, you know, every day, thank God we're still here, because it's tough out there.
A lot of businesses have gone by the wayside.
You know, especially media, small media companies. I mean, so we're still here, thank God. But this project, Mississippi International Film Festival, for me is a departure from anything I've done, because it's not just pure business. It is a project where the ultimate objective for the film festival, one world through film. That's what I use as a slogan for this first film festival. Mississippi International Film Festival. International films. And when you look at film, as powerful a medium as it is, just like television, just like your show, right? Television, you reach so many people. It's a global thing. If you've got a Spanish language film, the story of a father and his son is poignant to someone in the German world, or someone who speaks only Hebrew, because the story is so universal.
Or someone in Jackson, Mississippi.
Or someone in Jackson, Mississippi, because it's so universal. It is such a wonderful medium to impart, you know, what this world is all about. It doesn't matter about language or culture. The story is the thing. And in this festival, we have right now a number of films from abroad. We've got films from Ethiopia, all over Western Europe, many countries, including Argentina, all over the Latin world. And so what we want to do is showcase these films in a competitive mode: best feature, best short, best student film. We have a Mississippi block, documentary, and also we have a horror block, because it happens to be Saturday, October 30th. It's October 28th, 29th, and 30th, and that Saturday, the 30th, is the night before Halloween. So we have a horror block in there, and we're going to show these films those nights. But on Saturday, October 30th, the city is working with us on this project. We're having the films shown at the planetarium, working with the city, and Michael Raff at the city, and all the good people there. They've been behind us, and they're going to block off the street Saturday under the planetarium on Lamar Street, and we'll have music. We've got a number of bands. We've got Storage 24 from Jackson. We've got Latinismo for the Latin community, which is Cucho Gonzalez. It's a great Latin group. They've got dancers and horns and the whole thing. We've got Malcolm Shepard from the Mississippi Blues Society brought the All-Star Blues Society lineup with King Edward, among others, in that lineup. They're playing. Rockabilly Vampires, a friend of mine, Daniel, from Tupelo, is bringing his Rockabilly Vampires in, and the headliner is Captain Clegg and the Night Creatures. Now, if you haven't heard of Captain Clegg and the Night Creatures, it was an invention created by Rob Zombie, who directed last year's big hit Halloween 2. Now, Halloween 2 was a big hit. Rob Zombie directed it and wrote it. He wrote in a band in there called Captain Clegg and the Night Creatures. As on Halloween night in the movie, everybody went to see Captain Clegg and the Night Creatures. Now,
it spun off from that.
Right. Well, Captain Clegg is a guy named Jesse Dayton from Austin, who is one of the noted great rockabilly type Austin honky-tonk.
They're good. I've seen some
players.
Clips.
He was the session man with Waylon Jennings and Johnny Cash, all that. So he's the head of that group. So this is not only a breakout group from a major motion picture, but this is a great talented group. They're at 8 o'clock Saturday night on Lamar Street under the planetarium.
Well, how many people are you expecting to turn out for the event, Edward?
Well,
any preliminary numbers?
Jack, I have no idea, but I will say this. Anything that I could do to publicize the event, I've done.
We're talking here. It sounds great.
Well, you know, I've got Comcast on board on the cable channels leading up to the October 28th beginning of the event. CW34, where we do weather for CW34 here at Weather Vision, they are allowing us to plug at the end of each weathercast a 10-second clip on the festival every night.
Yeah.
And also we have spots running there. We've got a deal worked out with the great business magazine in town, the Greater Jackson Business Journal.
I appreciate that.
Editor and publisher Jack Criss. We've got Catholic Charities involved. They've got the Hispanic community involved through their outreach programs. Foster parents program through Catholic Charities. We've got so many different communities involved right now. It will be, I hope, an international get-together where the various international communities that we have here for one day will come together, not only from the standpoint of seeing films from their native country,
right,
but also come together and get to know each other. And we'll have great music, and I think we might erupt into a costume party because it is Saturday night before Halloween.
Well,
so.
And do you want to make this an annual
Absolutely,
event?
yeah.
All right, well, look, what's the website? If people want more information, where do they go?
The website is www.msfilm.org. Now, just yesterday, I put on there the original poster from the film festival, which was created by Bill Wilson in town.
Right.
So it just went up there, and I'm telling you, it's a knockout. We'll have signed posters for sale at the festival. I don't know how much they'll be. I can say this much: the festival will be economical for everyone.
Good.
$5 to get into the festival all day long on the street from 10 a.m. until probably 11 p.m. And all the bands, all of the different cross-culture exchange groups. If you're a vendor and you would like to be a part of it, call this number, 601-665-7737.
Let's shift gears. Talk about Easy 100.1 FM. I mean, this is a locally owned radio station. You own it. Community station, low wattage, but you're playing standards. You're playing Sammy Davis Jr., Ray Conniff, Herb Alpert, music you don't hear anywhere else. Talk about the station.
Well,
and the local talk shows, too.
Well, you know, I think that the media today, after all these years of being in it, my opinion is we're localizing again. Things are coming back down to the local level. To be of merit in the community, you've got to be local, hyper-local. And that's what the WLEZ is. It's kind of a throwback. We're doing music that no one does anymore because everyone has forgotten Sinatra, you know, and all of the great...
Well, not everybody.
Not everybody, but many. The older generation from, let's just say from 35 plus, they haven't forgotten. We're playing that music. It's a niche for us, and it's a good, solid niche. And the local programming that we do, the Jack Criss Show, and many other things, these are things that the big companies can't do, won't do. That's our whole mission, is to do those kind of things. You know, bring localism back to the community in a way that it used to be done 40 years ago and 30 years ago. It's not being done anymore because there's no more local. Everything is owned by conglomerates.
And you're doing that on 100.1 FM, but also in the studio we're sitting in right now.
This is our TV studio.
Yeah, you actually take weather forecasts that go all over the country.
Right. If you've ever seen that big satellite dish on the interstate outside on I-55 near Fortification High Street, that's the dish. Now, we shoot weather to stations around the country. Right now, although the economy is not so great, and not that our business model is the greatest in the world, but it's lasted this long. But we're feeding, you know, a lot of stations. From one standpoint, if a station is trying to conserve money, you know, let's say they never did news, but they want to be able to sell a news-oriented product to an advertiser that only buys news-oriented products. Well, we can give them a weathercast.
Edward St. Pay, very well-known local entrepreneur.
Jack, I want to say one thing.
Yeah.
The great realization that I had with this film festival is the power that we have within us to bring people together. No better venue could be found than the Jackson Planetarium. It's an iconic building, an iconic location. They can do things up on that ceiling that nobody else can do. The ambiance of that room for this film festival is going to be really amazing. And so I want to just say thanks to the City of Jackson for getting in this project with us and allowing us to make this thing happen.
Good friend Edward St. Pay, entrepreneur, and a man who's keeping the community alive.
Did I talk enough, Jack?
I could have just taken a break and let you go, Edward.
Just let me know. I have a lot to talk about right now.
Don't we all? Hey, thanks for being a guest on the show,
Jack.
Edward.
Thank you very much.
Pleasure.
Thank you. My pleasure.